Thug Pro is a mod for Tony Hawk's Underground 2 on PC that unlocks a ton of levels and content from all the second generation of Tony Hawk games, from Pro Skater 3 all the way to American Wasteland, even including some new content of its own. There are some gaps here and there, but the game is still a work in progress. Let's take a look. To get the game working, you need to have Underground 2 installed. The game isn't available on Steam or Good Old Games, so you're left to your own devices to get a copy. Getting the actual game working isn't all that hard, but there are a couple patches you might need to make sure it plays smoothly on a modern computer. Underground 2 was never my favorite game. The first few games in the Tony Hawk series were all about skating. Then we got to Underground and had a story about skating, but 2 just goes all in with Bam Margera and his crew. There are a lot of non-skaters in the game and ridiculous stuff like the grinding barf special trick. It seems like Neversaw felt like they tapped out on actual skating content and they started to reach. With each game they added something new. Pro Skater 2 had manuals, Pro Skater 3 had reverts, Pro Skater 4 had spine transfers. In Underground you could get off your board and it had pressure stance? Have you ever done a pressure ollie before? In Underground 2 there's focus mode, which is okay, and it has nada spins. With a lack of untapped revolutionary tricks from real skateboarding to include, I get why they wanted to play up the story mode and the attitude of the game to set it apart as a true sequel. But with all that said, Underground 2 is considered the most versatile version of the gameplay engine, and it primarily serves as a host game for this massive overhaul mod. When you start the game up, you'll see that it looks nothing like the menu from Underground 2. There's no story mode at all and nothing to unlock. As soon as you start up the game, you can free skate almost any level created with the PS2 era engine. Parts of Pro Skater 1 and 2 were recreated for those games, so you can play some of your favorite old school levels, but now with better traffic, pedestrians, and other skaters. This is a huge plus. At first I thought it was weird that I was playing these old levels with a newer engine. Doing reverts and getting off my board in Philadelphia is a little strange, but it's actually really cool. You can play the first 2 Pro Skater games in their original form pretty much anywhere, including your phone. So there wasn't a need for it to be identical here. With so many options, you wouldn't even think they would consider remaking the game. That would be a completely terrible idea. You get levels from Pro Skater 1, Pro Skater 2, Pro Skater 3, Pro Skater 4, Underground, Underground 2, and American Wasteland. There are a few levels missing as of this recording, but it's still in active development, so the list might be different by the time you see it. There are some bonus levels too. These were taken from Project 8, and this is actually from Disney's Extreme Skate. That game was apparently built on the same engine. Maybe I'll take a closer look at that game sometime. In case all of that wasn't enough, there are also user-made levels built into the game, and quite a few on the website as well. So pick your favorite level and get started. The graphics are all original, except for a few banners and billboards that I've seen. Aside from that, they aren't upgraded in any way. You can bump up the resolution to HD levels, but the textures are still pretty muddy. This game is all about compiling the games together, not upgrading them, but it's worth mentioning. I'm playing on an older laptop, not even in widescreen, so it'll probably look better for you. Thug Pro plays exactly like you would expect it to if you've played the original games, but it has some cool tricks. For example, on the level options screen, you can change the time of day. And check this out, in Pro Skater 4 especially, there are challenges that change the layout of the level, and you can easily turn these on and off. It would have been easy to straight port these levels over, but the team clearly put a lot of hard work and attention into making sure nothing is lost. You know my favorite part about playing old games on new hardware? The load times. Watch how quickly I can jump to another level. This leaves you with a huge wealth of Tony Hawk content, spanning over half a decade. You can easily spend hours skating and finding the hidden areas, practicing your lines, and hitting all the gaps. But there's still more. The trick creator is intact, and the character creator too. Just like the created levels, you can find characters online and built into the game to play as. So far I've left out one of the biggest selling points, active online play. If you're like me and you had these games on PS2 back in the day, chances are you never got the opportunity to play online. Now you can. The whole point of this mod is to unify the Tony Hawk fanbase, give them one massive collection of levels and let them play together. I've played all the Tony Hawk games as they came out, but I'm out of practice with these ones. It's a little intimidating to play against super fans online. Let's see what happens. So far, nothing. I have a pretty decent internet connection with low ping times. I can clearly see people are playing, but I'm not sure what the problem is. I came back the next day and tried some more. It still failed a couple times, but I managed to get into a trick attack game with one other person. This is a simple high score run where I handily got destroyed. Keep in mind, this game is for huge Tony Hawk fans. If you even know about this game, you can probably hold your own in multiplayer. Here's some footage from me observing a different game. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Here I was rolling around doing manuals and stuff like a chump. It seems like these guys know how to exploit every glitch and bug in the game. If you haven't been playing these games since they came out, you might be in trouble. Luckily, there are plenty of offline modes to keep you busy, like the Advanced Character Creator mode. There are a lot more options than any other Tony Hawk character creator. For example, you can pick the heads of pedestrians from the games. I went with this old man. Surprisingly, it had no problem with me adding hair and glasses to the model. It worked pretty seamlessly. In the end, I made a pantsless cowboy with a diaper and a low-poly skateboard from the original games. This feels like an accurate representation of me.
Thug Pro is a love letter to the Tony Hawk games. It combines years of content in one convenient package and offers you so much more. And you can't beat the price. It's completely free, assuming you have a copy of Underground 2 for PC. If not, that runs for a couple of dollars on Amazon. This is an addition to the Tony Hawk series, not a replacement because of the lack of career and story modes, and the fact that they all share one engine. If you loved how Pro Skater 3 played, just keep your copy of that too. If you're interested in giving this game a shot, I put links and more info in the description. That's all for now. Subscribe for more skateboarding and skateboarding game content. Until next time.